All right, with that said, let's settle down. On October the 3rd, what did Mr. Dean Tarrolly talk about? Am I challenging myself? He started off with that on Thursday, right, Terriel? Am I challenging myself? What did he say on 7 days later on the 10th? Everybody remember what this conversation was on the 10th? God, I had it all written down. Now I got to go back to my notes because I already written it from my notes. I go back and look. He said from freedom to discipline. He says hobbies cost you money. Business makes you money. All right. Now, what did he talk about on the 17th this month? Does anybody remember? Why aren't people moving their business forward? Powerful conversation he had there. Okay. And then here we are on the 30th. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? What is he going to talk about today, Mr. Thomas? I have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up this month, we're so excited. We'll hopefully have him back to take us home for December to close the year out. And matter of fact, this Lake Tahoe event's coming up very shortly. Make sure that you attend. Without further ado, the one and only Regional Vice President, Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
What's up, Mr. Thomas? Good morning, everybody. Good to see all of you. Happy to be here with you. So, yeah, I got a little bit of a message that I hope resonates with you guys. And before I get started, obviously, Mr. T, thank you for everything that you do for all of us. You know, you guys, every single day that he does this call and the things that he does on the weekend, it's an example of what to do and how to build our business. And I think sometimes people miss that, and that's okay. But if you stick around long enough, you'll catch it if you're paying attention. If you're not paying attention, there's not much we can do. Just understand that. But if you are paying attention, there are signs and guidelines and directions along the way that you'll start to pick up. And Mr. Thomas is just great at that, whether it's his energy, the commitment to moving our businesses forward, the putting yourself in a position to win, tracking the things that are important. So all of those things that you see Mr. Thomas do on a daily basis, that's an indication of what we need to be doing in our businesses. You know, you guys, let me just tell you this. You're not going to hit RVP and then do those things. You're not going to hit regional coordinator and then do those things. You're not going to hit RD and then you're going to start doing those things. You will do those things long before you get that promotion and the pin changes on your lapel and the initials change next to your name. And that's just something that Mr. Thomas has done for a long time. So Mr. T, I appreciate it. Always grateful and hope that the time we spend together with everybody is helpful. So yeah, so here's what we've covered, right? And he went over that for a hot second. We went over this month, and I told you guys that this month I was not going to train on the ins and outs and the specifics of customers and comp plan and all that stuff, because I've done that now for 4 years with you guys in different ways, shapes, or forms, you know, a different message to get to the same result that we want, which is production for you and for all of us. But this month was going to be a little bit of a deeper dive, if you will, you know, not to use that vernacular, but it is a little bit of a deeper thing to talk about some of the things internally that we need to do in order to build our businesses. And these are things that I think leaders have in order, that their drawer is in order, right? So we talked about challenging yourself. And are you really doing anything to challenge yourself, right? We talked about the relationship between freedom and discipline, right? The price of freedom is discipline. That's what gets you the freedoms that you want. And then the big one, expectations. What are our expectations, right? You know, are your expectations in alignment with what your actions and activities are? So challenging yourself, the relationship between freedom and discipline, your expectations, and then really hearing about and understanding the difference between being committed and being interested. The interested person buys a ticket to the game and they're sitting in the stands. The committed person is out there on the field and they are willing to be exposed. They are willing to have people see them. right? But they're also the ones that have the chance to win. So the spectators go home, they paid for their ticket, and they get to talk about the activity that took place on the field, on the court, in the game. You want to be that person on the sideline another week, another month, another year, then you know what? When you guys go week to week, and I see Catherine shaking her head, no, then you can't have zeros week after week. Let me tell you, you can't have zeros. 0 reps, 0 customers, 0 presentations, 0. You can't. And you can't fake the numbers and say, well, I did 17 presentations when you really didn't do any. Because you want, like, it doesn't work that way. So there's a big difference between being the spectator buying the ticket and the person out there who's willing to take that shot and perform and see where the results are. Right? And that leads me to today. So did I slap you guys yet or no? Are you ready? Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. So here's the thing, right? Challenging yourself, the relationship between freedom and discipline, setting expectations, understanding being committed versus interested. And here is what we're going to wrap up with today. Okay. And I think it's a timely way to wrap up this month. Happy Halloween, by the way. So what I want you to write down is decision. Now, look, everyone, we as a country, we have a decision to make in a short period of time. I don't care what side you're on, but make a decision. And here's the thing. If we're making a decision about the leadership of our country, which really, other than our vote, which is so important, we're kind of putting things in the hands of the people that we're voting for, or the party, or the local leader, whatever the case may be, your local officials. And maybe they're in alignment with things that are important to you. It's great. It's great. One of the freedoms of our country. It's awesome. But if we're going to make a decision about these people that ultimately are going to be doing things that will impact our lives in a general sense, why in the fill in the blank, why in the whatever you want to say, why wouldn't we make a decision to do the things that are required to impact our life? I heard a long time ago, you guys, and I believe in this wholeheartedly. There's all these topics, there's all these subjects, there's all these things that have come up and that are coming up, right? About this November 4th. Well, let me tell you guys, obviously one of the big issues is the economy. You guys know that, and so do I. Yes or no? Is that a true statement? It's a true statement. And people look at it differently. The economy's been crap. The economy's doing better. The economy's been awful. The economy's been great. Here's a thought. Instead of worrying about the economy, why not give some consideration and thought to your economy? What is the economy like in your household? Are things tight? Really? How many people did you talk to this week? You got some challenges with some bills? Great. How many people did you talk to this week? So you guys, it is time to vote. And you got to make a decision. Now, some of you are going to abstain and you're not going to vote. Well, that is your right as well. Right? But I am going to tell you this, and this is just a personal opinion. If you don't vote, I don't know how you have the right to an opinion about what happens. I don't know. I'm not saying you don't. I just don't know how you do. So exercise your right. Well, if we would do that in the bigger picture, why wouldn't we do that in what we do? If you're going to take action and you've signed up to do this business, how are we going to let ourselves go week after week and not do the things that need to advance our business or give us a shot at it, get you out of the stands and into the field of play? Well, now we're talking about something that impacts your address. You're out there and you're talking and you're peaking people and, 1 no, 2 no's, 3 no's, 8 no's, 10 no's, and a yes. And that yes is Al Thomas. And you have no idea what this person is going to bring to the table. But now you're in the field of play. You've now, you guys understand. I said today's about decision. Well, the cousin to decision is action. There's decision, and then there is action. So why in the world would we talk about these things over and over and talk about these same philosophies, these same themes? Because that's our business, right? So you guys, I hope you're voting for yourself. I hope you're voting to win. And that's a decision you have to make. I'm in this to participate or I am in this to win. Please write that down. Am I in this to participate? Am I in this to participate or am I in this to win? And then you got to define what winning is for you. Is winning getting the bills paid? Is winning getting out of debt? Is winning paying off the car? Is winning, I hope winning is how many people on your team can you get promoted? You guys, we have a gentleman who got started on the team just over 30 days ago, went #1 regional coordinator because of the production that we did. That was a decision. And by the way, that's documented. The upline regional director, who was the upline regional coordinator, went #1 in the company because of what this gentleman and I made a decision to do. By the way, is #1 okay? Okay, cool. So the reason I tell you guys that is not because there's anything special. I'm telling you because there's nothing special about it. It was just a decision and then what? A decision and action. Thank you, Catherine. It's a decision and action. So here's a couple things to think about before we wrap up. #1 is what's your decision? What is your decision? And by the way, for the record, I'm going to tell you right now, and I know I speak on behalf of Mr. Thomas. Okay? Actually, I shouldn't say that, but I'll take a shot at it, Mr. T. We don't care what your decision is, because your decision does not impact what we're going to do, because what we're going to do anyway. Now, do we want your decision and do we hope your decision is to treat this seriously, take action, and move your business forward? Absolutely. If it is not your decision to do that, we don't like you or value you any less. But as we're building a business, it lets us know where to spend our business time. Does that make sense, everybody? And that's fair. That is a fair point. And you should have that position. You should take that position. It doesn't mean that you don't value someone. It doesn't mean that you don't like someone. And it doesn't mean that you don't want someone to win. But you're building a business as well. So I want you to think about this. How many of the same conversations are you having with the same people about the same things? Guess what you're going to get? The same result. Oh my gosh, I did ACN today. Really, what'd you do? Oh, we strategized this and we strategized that and we game plan this. How many people did you call? How many people did you text? Who did you talk to? So what's your decision? And what action are you willing to take? How do you want your business and your life to look? Write that down. How do I want my business and my life to look? You guys realize when the income exceeds the expenses, that's the beginning of freedom. That's pretty good. So how do you want your business to look? How do you want your life to look? Here's the next part. What actions are you willing to take? Are you willing to put yourself in an environment where you can meet new people? Or are you going to have the same justification of why it's not possible? Because whatever's justifying inactivity today will be replaced by something else justifying inactivity next month. Or your reason why you're doing this is so compelling, and people are on this call that have gotten promoted to positions and you're totally capable of doing it, that now your action and your desire exceeds any fear, any circumstances, and you're going out and you're gonna make your way, and you are going to be finding people. And here's what's so great. When you find one or two, they start finding you. What's the worst case scenario? What's the worst case scenario that could happen by doing what I'm suggesting that you guys do? By making a decision and taking action. What's the worst thing that can happen? No one joins? So what? By the way, watch this. If you don't do anything, they weren't going to join anyway. So why not do something? And what actions are you willing to take? So now you've made the decision, and now, so what are business building activities? There's nothing more important than being in phase one. And if you have a team, then the second thing after your phase one is supporting and helping your team do the exact same thing. And really embrace that the ACN that you signed up for is the business of exposures. You will sort through them and figure out which ones are customers, which ones are team members, and which ones maybe are neither. So figure that out and decide. So what's the worst case scenario? Nobody joins. So what? What's the best case scenario? Everyone joins. If you fall somewhere in between, do you win? Yes or no? Do you win? Yes, you do. Here's a big one. Do you see yourself walking the stage? Do you see yourself walking? By the way, who is sick and tired of being ETL? Who's sick and tired of being regional coordinator? Who's sick and tired of being regional director? Who's sick and tired of being RVP? People look at me, Dean, are you out of your mind? I've been working, I'd be doing anything to be an RVP. Well, I've been an RVP for a minute. I'm trying to get to Al's position. So here's the thing. If you see yourself walking the stage, you got to work backwards to what it is that you're doing on a daily basis. Right? You heard Mr. Thomas talk about the events that he's doing, and we got Tahoe in a few days. Let me tell you guys something. Look, I'm just going to say it like this. I know there's a bunch of you on this call that are coming, and there's a bunch that aren't. And I'm going to tell you that we can still make arrangements for you to get there. And guess what? It's Sunday night, Monday, we leave on Tuesday. And let me tell you something. It is completely illogical and irrational for you to drop what you're doing in the 11th hour and go to this event in Lake Tahoe to be trained by the co-founder of our company and some of the top producers in the company. That is absolutely illogical. Why? Because you haven't made any arrangements yet. You've got work, and you've got family, and you've got kids, and you've got arrangements and things that need to be done. And I understand that. But here's also what I know is that when things are irrational, when things don't make any sense, when you have to push yourself last second to do something significant, I'm letting you guys know, when that is the case, you're probably on the verge of something really big happening. Because guess what? Most people won't do that. And if you do what most people won't do, you'll get what most people won't have. And, in the in the spirit of Halloween, let me just tell you that I could go for another. Oh, you guys. In the spirit of Halloween, let me just tell you this. I mean, I think Halloween's fun, you know, and it's a really fun holiday. And it's funny because I was actually looking up how Halloween started, and it's actually an old Celtic pagan tradition from 18.5 billion years ago, where it was a window of time where the fall was kind of giving way to the winter, and it was sort of a way to like um, you know usher out the old and in with the new. But they also thought it was a time where people that we've lost, that there's the best chance that in some way, shape, or form they could come back. There could be some sort of a connection, whatever the case may be. So here's what's really interesting about that. You guys, what a crazy ass decision it would be. What a crazy decision it would be last second to be there. Oh, by the way, I went to this event for 48 hours, spent time with the gentleman who broke every record in our company when he became a senior vice president in Mike Basutti, and the founder of our company, Tony Kupas. Like you guys, look, don't worry about suits and ties and stuff like that. It's comfortable, it's casual, but you're going to get all of the stuff that you need in order to get back to your marketplace and turn November and December into a production platform for you to get where you want to go in 2025. So there you go, right? I heard a long time ago that people said, and leaders have said, look, we'll give you the information. We're happy to do that, so long as you're willing to go get the information from where we have it. Al Thomas just did that. You guys, I want you to listen to what I said, please. I want you to listen to this. Hang on, I'm putting this in the chat. There you go. We'll see if any of you guys are going to get uncomfortable and do something big here. So here we go. Al Thomas did that. Al, can you unmute your line for a second? Watch this, you guys. Just watch this based on what I've been sharing with you. Al, where were you a few days ago?
Fresno.
And did you have business there?
Absolutely.
People, leaders that are developing?
Oh God, we got some new ones developing.
Okay, new leaders developing. But wait a minute, Al, you're a senior vice president. You've made millions of dollars. You've done amazing things. You have a huge team. Why are you doing that?
There's so much potential in Fresno, and also there to help people.
Those
that want it. Those that want it.
You guys, so watch this. We'll listen to this. Please, you'll train this with your teams if you see yourself as an up and coming leader. Listen to the words I'm about to say to you right now. Here it is. We will get you the information so long as you're willing to go get the information from wherever we have it. And part of the challenge is Zoom, because we make this so convenient that all people need to do is just jump on a Zoom. You can sit there. You guys could be in your pajama bottoms and a sweatshirt up top. By the way, don't show. It's okay. It's all good. I believe you. You're good. But here's what I want to tell you. The blessing of Zoom is kind of the curse of Zoom, because it's so convenient. We've made our business convenient. And ACN, listen, you guys, ACN is a business of inconvenience. You will be inconvenienced to build this business. But the very thing, and this goes all the way back to the very first thing I trained on this month. If the thing you're looking for is ease, don't do this. If the thing you're looking for is for value and freedom, absolutely do this, and understand there's a price to pay for that freedom in the form of discipline. But once you've made a decision and you take action and you do it consistently, watch the freedoms that come to you. Watch the freedoms that come.
Inconvenient.
Correct. You guys, you will be inconvenienced on your run to whatever position you want in this company, to whatever lifestyle you want to try to create out of this business, which is absolutely readily available for the people that want it. So do you see yourself walking the stage? Take a minute and really give that some thought. Welcome up our newly promoted regional coordinators. Welcome up our newly promoted regional directors. Welcome up. Please help us welcome newly promoted Regional Vice President, you. Now, are you willing to do the things that are required to make that happen? And we'll find out. So I was talking about Halloween. It's my last thought. So it's fun. Like, it is fun getting scared, watching the kids out dressed up. It's fun, right? But here's the thing. It's a holiday being scared by choice. It's a holiday like embracing that kind of fun side by choice. Okay. Here it's a choice as well, right? I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be nervous. What I want you to be is confident. Confident in the system, confident in your talents, and most importantly, confident in the team that you have and the company that you have partnered with. And all you need to do is go out and talk to people. And do not be emotionally attached to their answers. But it all starts with the decision. So if you're not making a decision to take action, I'm encouraging you to hold back your opinion as to whether or not this works. Because you are not you would not be what I would call an informed or educated opinion holder. Now, if you go out there and you do the things, guess what's going to happen? Now you're in the numbers game. And when you're in the numbers game, now you have a chance to win. Did we guarantee you're going to win? No. You know why Al won? Because he's got more no's than anybody on this call, even more than me. Why? He's been doing this longer than me. But you have a right to win here. And you have a right to have a successful part-time business that could turn into a full-time business. And the best part of it is the action is determined by you. And that's what people want. They want control back. And now you have a vehicle, you have a company and co-founders, a leadership team, a platform, and a comp plan that is just outstanding. Why not take advantage of it? Before someone else does and they talk to someone that you know. So that's what I wanted to share, Mr. T. So this month we talked about challenging yourself, the relationship between freedom and discipline, setting expectations, being committed versus interested. And ultimately today is just a decision on what you're going to do for the balance of this year so you can set up 2025 to be awesome. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you.